Sagama Padamare ni ni re ma Dhapa ga 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 Sagapa Padamare ni ni re ma Dhapa ga 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 Mana manatil dhyasa madhuni Umale phala shruti Saraswati cha गाभार्यादिं ज्योति फलश्रुति मना मनातील ध्यासा मधुनि उमले फलश्रुति सरस्वती चा गाभार्यादिं ज्योति फलश्रुति
DG Ruparel Junior College. I wish to introduce to you our talented IT teacher Gitanjali Nimbalkar. She has done MSc in Computer Science. She has 11 years teaching experience in DG Ruparel College. She teaches both IT and Computer Science. She has worked as examiner for HSC Board IT examination as well as for IGNOU. She was IT trainer for different courses of Sikkim Manipal University and IGNOU. I'm sure you will be fully satisfied with the lecture. Ask your queries in the chat box. Over to Gitanjali madam. Thank you.
Thank you, Rani ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone.
Hello Gitanjali madam.
My voice is clear?
Not audible.
Hello Gitanjali.
Just wait a minute.
Start Gitanjali.
Yeah, she's not
Am I
audible.
audible? I'm not audible?
Unmute kar, unmute.
Yeah, I have unmuted.
Start. Gitanjali.
Okay. Am I audible now?
Yeah, little louder.
Louder. You speak louder.
Okay, ठीक है. Okay. Thanks, Kushi. So now we'll start. As you know, this field is nowadays it is very much important because
Gitanjali, आवाज मोठा कर.
Headphones लावायला पाहिजे. She should wear her headphones.
I'll try to speak louder. Now it is clear.
Okay.
Okay. So as we all know, this IT is emerging field nowadays. Okay, because for everything we are using some of the applications, which is the art of IT. Okay.
Anjali, you're not audible. Bring the mic closer to you. You are not audible.
Just a minute. Now it's okay, ma'am?
Okay.
Now it's clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So, good afternoon, everyone. As we all know that this is a very important field nowadays. Okay. currently for different.
No, can't hear Gitanjali, no. मोठ्याने बोल जरा.
No, just I'll check with my internet connection. It's okay now?
Students, can you hear her?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Start.
Okay. So this is a very important field because now today also we can conduct the lectures only because of this field. Okay. So in IT, you'll see different technologies, different softwares, different applications. Okay. So for this 12th syllabus, if you see the different topics which are included in your syllabus is they're just trying to give the details about all the technologies which are currently used in the market, okay, for developing different applications, softwares, which are different programming languages are used. So they're trying to give the basic idea of different programming languages, mainly the web development programming languages, that is like HTML, PHP, JavaScript, okay. Then in emerging technologies, the new technology which is coming is that is 5G technology. So in your textbook, they are trying to give the basic information, what is 5G, how it will work, what are the features, then the cloud computing, okay, which is also very important nowadays. If you see all the meetings on the online meetings are conducted, different workplaces are handled with the help of cloud computing. Okay, so we'll see all the topics later on. I'll first start with your paper pattern and the marking scheme for IT. I'll just share my screen. See, this is the basic scheme of evaluation for the IT. The first internal assessment and second internal assessment, it is up to the college. If the college wants to conduct the unit test exam for IT, then it is for 25 marks. For this first unit test and second unit test, the college can take tutorial, seminars, or they can conduct a small 25 marks MCQ test. They can give home assignment or the online test. If the college has maintained as application for online exam, then they can conduct the online exam also. So just remember, your unit test is for 20 marks. Then terminal examination. In terminal examination, you will have only 50 marks theory paper. No practical exam is conducted for terminal examination. Then before your board exam, college will conduct the prelim exam. In prelim examination, you will have 80 marks theory paper and 20 marks practical. Okay, so marking scheme of your prelim exam is same as your board exam. Okay, now we'll see how the board exam is conducted. See, for IT exam, board conducts the online exam for IT. Okay, so you have to give your exam in your college lab. Okay, so the lab in which you are doing the practicals in the same lab or the whichever lab is available for the online exam, in that lab your college itself will conduct the exam, but the exam is online. It is conducted by the board. Your online exam is for 80 marks. The duration of this exam is 2.5 hours, that is 2 hours 30 minutes. If you see this 80 marks paper, the 60 marks, for 60 marks, will have objective type questions. Okay, like fill the blanks, true or false, match the following, one correct answer, select one correct answer, two correct answer. Okay, and only 20 marks subjective type question is there, that is brief answer and program writing. If you see the paper pattern, the 2 hours 30 minutes is more for completing 80 marks paper. Okay, so this extra 1 hour, actually if you see the paper and if you see the online system, it hardly takes 1 hour to complete your paper, entire 80 marks paper. But this extra 1.5 hour is given for the technical issues, if there are some technical problems. Okay, if at the time of exam, if there is some electricity problem is there or some network issues is there, so by considering all the technical problems, the board has given 2 hours 30 minutes for this paper. But I'm sure you'll be able to finish your paper within 1 hour or 1.5 hour. Then for practical exam, the practical exam is also conducted in your college. It is for 20 marks and 3 hours. The duration for your practical exam is 3 hours. You'll have one program for 15 marks and 5 marks is for journal. For complete certified journal, you will get 5 marks. This is up to the college. The college can give the marks based on your performance. The journal 5 marks is based on your performance also. The way you perform practicals in the lab, your attendance, your submissions. Now, see, this is the paper pattern for your final exam. You have, first question is fill in the blanks. You have 10 questions for 10 marks. Then next question number 2 is state true or false. 10 questions, 10 marks. Then multiple choice, 1 correct answer. So the question is given and 4 or 5 options are given. So out of these 5, you have to select 1 correct answer. So in question number 3, you will have 3 questions. Sorry, for question number 3, you have 10 questions for 10 marks. In question number 4, it is 2 correct answer. Okay, that means for one question, maximum 5 to 6 options are given. Out of these options, you have to select 2 correct answers. So questions are there. Each question can 2 marks. So in all, question number 4 is 20 marks. Then number 5 is multiple choice, 3 correct answer. That means for a question, you have to select correct answer. So 2 questions are, each question carry 3 marks. 3 answer will get 3 marks. So 2 into 6. So question number 5, it carries 6 marks. Then for match the following, you have 4 questions for 4 marks. In question number 7, answer in brief. There will be 8 questions. Out of 8, you can answer any 5 questions. Okay? And it is for 10 marks. That means each question will carry 2 marks. 5 into 2 is 10. That means each question will carry 2 marks. Then in question number 8, there are 2 sub-questions, that is A and B. In question number A, you will have 2 HTML programs. Out of these 2 HTML programs, you can answer any one program. You can write the code for any one HTML program. Okay? So the one correct answer will get 5 marks. Okay? Then in question number 8B, it is for JavaScript. There are 2 JavaScript programs are given. You can write the code for any one JavaScript program. So the one correct answer will get 5 marks. Now, while answering these questions, see, when you're giving this exam in the college, so you have to write these answers on the paper, because in the college, online exam is not possible. So only at the time of board exam, we will be handling the online system for the exam. Okay? But otherwise, you have to write the answers on the paper for your college exam. So it is up to the teacher, college teacher, you how you can answer these questions. Okay, but generally for fill in the blanks, only the correct answer is expected. For true or false, you can specify the question number and whether that particular statement is true or false. So that is also enough. Then for multiple choice questions, you have to specify the question number and then the correct option with the answer. Okay, for answer in brief, you can write 3 to 4 points to get full marks. Okay, if some definition is asked, you have to explain that definitions. Okay, if example is there, you can write 1 or 2 example also. For program writing, when you're writing a program, either HTML program or the JavaScript program, use the indenting method to type the code, so it will be easier for the examiner to understand your code, and even for you to understand your mistake. Suppose if some syntactical error is there, some mistake is there, if you forgot to close a particular tab, then you can easily find such mistakes if you follow the indenting method. Okay, I'll just show you one sample program. See, this is called as indenting. So when you have a nested tags, so you have to properly specify the parent tag and the child tag. Okay, so this indenting technique will help you to understand your code, will help you to minimize the mistakes in the code. Okay, and even for the examiner, it is easy to understand your code. Okay, see, like here, this UL, this is for ordered list and unordered list. So this program is for nested list. So in the program, inside the unordered list UL tag, I have declared li tag. Then again inside U, I'm starting OL tag. These elements for the ordered list OL tag. Then I'm closing this cell here, that is /OL. Then again one more li tag is okay. Then again I have started another U tag. Attributes, their values. When you specify the tag, attributes and their values, specifically check the name of the attribute. For some of the values, you need to specify the values within the double quotes. The number values or the percentage need not be written in the double quotes. For numbers, it works without quotes, double quotes. But for text properties, you need to write the values in the double quotes. Then see li tag. Then again inside this UL tag, I have initialized one more UL tag. Again, when you use style sheet properties, see the style sheet properties, it doesn't contain the space. Whenever you are specifying any attributes, the attribute, it doesn't take any space. If you give the space, the attribute will not be recognized properly by the browser. Okay, so while specifying the properties and their values, okay, make sure you have specified in the correct manner. It should be syntactically correct. Okay, if there is some syntax mistake is there, if there is syntactical error, then browser will ignore that tag. Okay, then see here UL, I have closed this UL here. Okay, again this li, then This is the outer UL. This is the parent UL tag. So this is inner UL tag. I have closed it over here, and the outer UL tag I have closed it over here. And this is the parent UL for all the internal OL or UL tag. I have closed this UL over here. Okay, so use this indenting method, give the proper tab space, break line, okay, so that you can easily understand the code. You can properly specify all the tags and tag elements in the code. Now we'll see the topic wise weightage. For advanced web designing, the weightage is more because if you see the question number 8, you have program writing, you have one program for HTML. So that's why the weightage for advanced web designing is more. If you see the JavaScript also, the weightage is more because the one program is asked from these two chapters. Advanced web designing, JavaScript and PHP, these topics are also important for your practicals. All your 3 practicals are based on these 3 topics, okay? But for theory exam, advanced web designing, it carries 20 marks without option, 25 marks with option. Introduction to SEO, that is search engine optimization, it is for 10 marks without option, 12 marks with option. Then advanced JavaScript, 15 marks. Again, you have one program also in theory paper from JavaScript. So JavaScript, 15 marks without option, 20 marks with option. Emerging technologies, 10 marks without option, 12 marks with option. In emerging technologies, you have cloud computing, AI, and 5G technologies. So out of which the AI is omitted. Later on we'll see the detailed topics which are omitted to COVID-19 situation. Then server scripting, PHP. This also carries 15 marks with option, and without option also 15 marks. Remember, PHP programs are not asked. PHP programs are not asked in the theory paper. Okay, so only for practical you can prepare the PHP programs. But the syntax, the questions based on the syntax, then the PHP instructions can be asked in the theory paper. Then next and last topic is e-commerce and e-governance. This also carries 10 marks with option, without option, and 12 marks with option. Now see, these are the topics. These are the topics which are omitted this year. That is for self-learning or non-evaluative for academic year 2021. So from the advanced JavaScript, the math object, date object, and array object is not there. Okay. See, in the advanced JavaScript, one topic where you will learn the properties and methods of different objects. So you have number object, string object, math object, date object, and array object. Out of these 5 objects, these 3 are omitted. That means you don't have to prepare the properties and methods of these 3 objects. Okay. Then next is emerging technologies. So in the emerging technologies, the complete AI topic, that is artificial intelligence, this entire topic is omitted. Then in server-side scripting, PHP, in server-side scripting, you are learning PHP programming. So PHP associative array, multidimensional array. Okay, these are the 2 topics from the array. The different arrays, array index is given in the PHP, but this associative array and multidimensional array, is omitted, and form connectivity with the database. With the PHP programming, we can connect our database with the web application. So that particular coding, that particular instructions are omitted from this chapter. Now we see practical examination. See, for list of practicals, you can refer the last section of your textbook. As I told you, the 3 topics which are important for practicals, that is advanced web designing, JavaScript, and server-side scripting. In server-side scripting, you are learning PHP. So for the final practical exam, your practical slip will contain 2 programs from 2 different languages. You can get any combination, like one HTML and one JavaScript program is there, or one JavaScript and one PHP is there, or else you'll get slip with one HTML and one PHP program. But out of these 2 programs, you can attempt any one program. You can perform the practical for only one program. Okay, so in the exam practical slip, there will be 2 questions, but student can opt only one program out of these 2 programs. Now, what is this marking scheme for your practical examination? For performing the practical, the 15 marks are assigned. The duration for your practical exam is 3 hours. See, when you enter the lab, you have to select the practical slip. After selecting the practical slip, after choosing the practical slip, in the practical slip there are 2 programs are given. Whichever program you're doing in the exam, to report that to the examiner. Then you can write the code of that particular program answer paper. First, you have to write the code on the answer paper. After writing the code, you have to show that code, handwritten code, to the examiner. Once it is checked, then only you can start typing the code in the computer. Always show your code to the examiner. If there are some minor mistakes or problem is there with the coding, they can guide you. Okay, and then only start typing the code. Then for execution, 3 are allotted. That means after the typing code, suppose if there is some syntax or syntactical mistakes are there, then it may have, you won't be able to run your code. You won't be able to show the proper output to the examiner. So in that case, you will lose 3. So the execution of the program is also important, because I have observed in case of JavaScript, it doesn't show you error. It doesn't have any error handling mechanism. So mostly for JavaScript programs, if there is some syntactical error is there, you won't get any output. Even if your entire code is correct, but if there is a small syntactical error is there, it won't run the program. It won't show any output in the browser. Okay, so always practice all the programs on the PC. Type all the programs. Try to avoid syntactical errors. Be thorough with all the syntax of all the 3 different programming languages, because see, there are 3 programming languages are there. So you may get confused with PHP and JavaScript about the syntax. Okay, so you should be very much clear about the syntax of the programming languages. Then correct typing and syntax, it carries 5 marks. So how you type your code, what logic you have used for completing the aim, that carries 5 marks. And finally, you have to attach the hard copy of your code and output with the answer paper. So taking the printout, it carries 2 marks. So your internal examiner will help you to take the printout. They'll give you the instructions like for which programming language, how you can copy paste your code and the output, and how you can take the printout of your code and output. Then a complete and certified journal, it carries 5 marks. So this way you can get 20 marks in your practical exam. Now, generally there are 12 practicals are expected in your journal, but due to this COVID-19 situation, only for this year, the minimum criteria to conduct the number of practical is 7. You should have minimum 7 practicals in your journal. Okay, so from advanced web designing, any 3 practicals, advanced JavaScript, any 2 practicals, and server-side scripting, any 2 practicals. Okay. See, for practicals, you have to refer to the SOP section, which is given in your textbook. So your practical should be only from that SOP. You cannot design any other practical from on your own, and whichever practicals are completed in your college, only you have to list all that practicals in your. See, most of the time, student has things like how will give online exam, or what is the interface for the online exam. See, this is the first page of your online exam. Before your online exam, the board will ask the college to conduct the mock test. The timetable of the mock test is also given by the board. During the mock test, your teacher will guide you about this application, like how you can access the different questions, how you can answer. I'm just showing you the screenshot of this exam, okay, like how you can answer these questions. See, this is a basic interface for each of exam client. Here the paper ID is given. For IT, the different question paper set is there. So every student will have a different question paper. See, here it is given N0 to S. So your neighbors will have a different question paper. Remember that. Okay. So in question number 1, it is for fill in the blanks. Question number 2, 3, 4, 5. See, these are the tabs which is given in the application. So you can access all the questions through these upper tabs, or else on the left side, these buttons are given. Now, this screenshot is from the last year's exam client. The last year's from the old syllabus and old paper pattern. This is the format for the last year's paper. So that's why you see some changes in this particular interface. So through these buttons, you can access the questions, or else through the tab, you can access the questions. Then see, for single correct answer, this way the question is displayed in the exam client. Here the question is printed. Below the question, 4 options are given. This is for single correct answer. If there is 2 correct answer question is there, or 3 correct answer question is there, there will be more than 5 options given. So here for single correct answer, 4 options are given. Out of these 4, you can select one correct answer. So the checkbox is given. So you can select any one answer from here. Then for fill in the blanks, a text box is given. Within this text box, you can type the answer. See, when you're answering this question, you should not make any spelling mistake. Okay, for some functions, some properties, it is case sensitive. So the way it is mentioned in the textbook, okay, you have to mention the same properties or the function name in the fill in the blanks. Okay, so you have to type your answer in the text box in case of fill in the blanks. At the end of every question, this submit button is given. So you can submit all the questions individually. Any number of time you can change the answer, but after changing the answer, you have to click on the submit so that the changes will be saved on the server. Okay, so you'll see that at the end of every question, the submit button is there. Okay, then these small boxes which is given left side, that will indicate the number of sub questions in that particular question. Like in question number 1, we have 10 fill in the blank. So 10 small red boxes are here. To give the answer for that particular question, the red will change to green color. It will be shown in the. Then for question number 2 also, in earlier paper pattern, 10 questions are there, 10 true or false questions are there. So that's why 10 small red boxes are given here. In earlier paper pattern, for question number 3A and 3E is a separate question where a single correct answer is expected. So in question number 3A, there are 10 questions. In question number 3B, there are 10 questions. So question number 5, 2 questions are there. So that's why 2 red boxes you will see here. Okay. So likewise, this red boxes will indicate the number of questions, number of sub questions in that particular question. Once you give the answer for that particular sub question, the color will change to green. The next is true or false. For answering true or false, see, these radio buttons are given. As you know, radio button is used for single selection. Okay, so you can only answer either true or false. Then for writing programs, this text area is given here. For writing brief answers, writing answers for question number 7 and 8, this type of text area is given in which you can type your answer. For program, you can type the code in this. So I hope the paper pattern and the structure of your paper is clear to all. Now we'll see the topics which are important in every chapter. See, in advanced web designing, you'll learn different tags. The main important tag in first chapter is input tag. So with the help of input tag, we can display the different form controls. Okay, with the help of type attribute, we can display different form controls. Then cascading style sheet. This is also another important topic. Use of CSS in the practicals also. In SOPs of web designing, you will see the CSS practical is also there. That means you have to include the cascading style sheet in your program. Okay, so in case of CSS, you learn the types of CSS, that is internal CSS, external CSS, okay, and inline CSS. Then CSS properties, there is one chart or one table is given in which all the valid CSS properties are mentioned and the use of all the CSS properties are mentioned. So you have to prepare all the properties. Okay, because in the fill in the blanks or MCQs, they can ask you these properties. Then ID and class selector. This is also very important. So most of the time, fill in the blanks MCQ questions are asked on ID and class, like what is the symbol for ID, what is the symbol for class. Okay, that is dot and hash is used for ID and class selectors. So these symbols can be asked in MCQs. Then another important topic in web designing is image mapping. In image mapping, you learn area and map tag. So there are different attributes we use for area tag and the map tag. There are two types of image mapping, client side image mapping and server side image mapping. But server side image mapping is not there in your syllabus. Okay, so only client side image mapping is given. Image mapping is also there in the practical. You learn image mapping practical. Then is audio and video files in HTML5. For this, you have an audio and video. Then other supportive tags, source tag is also there. So just learn all the tags, their attributes and the values. Make a list of tags, attributes and their expected values. It will be easier for you to prepare for the exam. Then in case of list, ordered list and unordered list is there. Again, nested list is also there. We can prepare a list which has a combination of ordered and unordered list. Okay. So even in case of ordered list, unordered list, to specify the bulleted list with square bullet, disc bullet or hollow circle bullet, we need to make use of CSS. We need to make use of cascading style sheet. So just learn the properties and values of CSS in case of unordered list. For ordered list, with the type attribute, we can specify the ordered list. Then meta tag. This is also important with respect to your chapter, that is search engine optimization. In case of search engine optimization also, you will see the different attributes, the use of the meta tag. Only the basic explanation is given here, but the implementation or the use of this meta tag is properly explained in the search engine optimization chapter. Then this web hosting, the instructions are given how you can host the website. Okay, what are the different steps you have to follow? Okay, after designing a full-fledged complete website, to host a website, which are the different web servers, free web servers or paid web servers available. So the first 6 topics are very important. So just concentrate on these first 6 topics. 7th is based on practicals, but you don't have actual practical implementation of this web hosting. Okay, but in future, if you want to become a web developer, okay, and if you want to launch a website on the internet, then what all things are required to host your website, to launch the website on your internet, all these details are given in this particular topic. Okay, so and then inline frames, a very small topic. Inline frame is covered here. So only the tag and the attributes of the inline frame is important. So just learn the attributes of inline tag. Then next chapter is introduction to SEO. In SEO, you learn the different search engine optimization techniques. So in search engine optimization, it will tell you the techniques in which you can get your website in the top rank of search engines. The search engines are like Google, Yahoo. On these search engines, you will see when you type some keywords, the list of website is given. Then list of these all website is called as search engine results. So how you can get your website in the top rank of these search engines? Okay, So that techniques are explained in this particular chapter. So there are different techniques and terms related to search engine optimization, that is on-page SEO, off-page SEO. That means with respect to your code, what changes you have to make in your code or in your web pages. That is nothing but the on-page SEO. Then in case of off-page SEO, with the help of social networking sites or with the help of other techniques, how you can advertise your website, how give the details of your website to your customers or visitors. So that is nothing but the off-page SEO. Then techniques of SEO to improve the website. The two techniques can be used, that is white hat SEO, which is the ethical way to get our website in the search engine result. Then another technique is there, that is a black hat SEO, that is the unethical way in which you a better rank in the search engine optimization. But if the search engine programs will observe that you are using black hat techniques, then it can rank the website on the lower side. Okay, it can reduce the ranking of that particular website if the crawler program or the search engine programs will observe any black hat techniques in the website. Then for optimizing website, what are the different tags we can use it for optimizing the website? Like we can specify the title tag properly, use of meta tag, then the different attributes of the meta tag, how you can mention the keywords. Okay, so all these things are given in the optimizing website. And then SEO, see, for the exam point of only remember the use of SEO audit. The detailed features are not important as for the theory exam is concerned. This SEO audit and SEO, it is not important because only to aware the student about these applications and how it works. Okay, this topic is included in your syllabus. So in the SEO audit, you can audit your website or any other website, which will give you the grading. Okay, with respect to the search engine optimization, how you have optimized the website with respect to the search engine. Okay, so that grading or ranking is specified in the SEO audit with the help of SEO Optimer, which is a free website available on the internet. With the help of this website SEO Optimer, you can put the address of the website, and then you can see the rank of that particular website. Okay, that ranking is totally based on search engine optimization techniques which are used in that particular website. Okay, advanced JavaScript. See, last year also you have learned the basic syntax of the JavaScript. So this year you are learning advanced JavaScript. That means the advanced syntax or the programming concepts which are used in JavaScript. Since the name is JavaScript, see, JavaScript, it is not a pure programming language. It is a scripting language. But since it is using some basics of object-oriented programming, this is called as a JavaScript. Okay, so it is using structure of object-oriented programming. So when we say object-oriented programming, in object-oriented programming, you can consider any living or non-living entity as an object. Okay, so when you consider a particular thing as an object, then you need to find out the properties and the methods of that particular object. For example, if you consider car as an object, then the color of the car, number of wheels, number of seats in the car, that can be the properties. But start the car, stop the car, these are the methods. Okay, so likewise, you can consider any object, you can consider any entity as an object. After considering entity as an object, you have to list its properties and the methods which is required for a particular system. Okay, so this object oriented concept is not fully implemented, but it is partially implemented in the Java. So with respect to the objects in JavaScript, you will learn a window object and document object. As I said, when you consider anything as object, you will have its properties and the methods. So for every object, there is always a properties, or we can also say it as behavior, and the methods or functions. You will learn different properties and methods of window object and properties and methods of document object. So in case of document object, you all know that write is the popular method of the document object. So with the help of write method, we can display any content on the browser. So the methods and document object and Windows object you will learn in this particular topic. In the JavaScript event, with the help of JavaScript, we can handle the different events. A event handler mechanism use JavaScript, on click, reset, on double click, on mouse up, on mouse down, on mouse over, or on over. Okay, these are the different events that can be handled with the help of JavaScript. When we say event handling, it means you can capture the event and you can execute a particular function or method when that particular event occurs. So this is called as event handling. For handling the events, the event handlers are given by the JavaScript. So on click, on reset, on submit, on change, these are some of the examples of event handlers in JavaScript. So this event handlers and the explanation is very important. In MCQs, you will get a question regarding the event handlers. Okay, that means dash event handler is triggered when a button is clicked, or when a mouse is clicked, dash event is triggered. So this type of questions can be asked regarding JavaScript event. Then JavaScript built-in objects. See, in the previous section, we have seen some of the topics are omitted from the JavaScript. So in built-in objects, the math object, date object is omitted. Only string object and the number object is there. So you will learn different properties and methods of string object. That is to uppercase, to lowercase, substring, index of. Okay, so then the length property. So different properties and methods of string object you will learn in the JavaScript. Then with respect to the numbers also, the different properties and methods are there. So just remember the use of these properties and the methods. With respect to the methods, remember their parameters, because in case of methods or functions, the parameter or the type of parameter is also important. Okay, so these two topics are also important with respect to your practicals, as well as in case of theory, the questions can be asked in MCQ, okay, regarding the string object and the number object. Or else in the brief answers, they can ask you to list any two properties of string object for 2 marks. Then you have to list the properties, you have to explain that properties, you have to write the use of that particular property. If possible, try to give the example also. So in case of emerging technology, the another topic which is given is emerging technologies. In emerging technologies, the first topic is IoT, that is Internet of Things. So you will learn advantages. I'm sorry. You will learn advantages, disadvantages, and application of Internet of. So it is actually net of the physical devices and other items with electronic softwares, sensors, actuators, and connected. So you will learn the application of IoT. Okay, like where the internet is used. Okay, what are the different internet technologies and the electronic devices which are used implementing these technologies. Then cloud computing. The cloud computing, it enables the convenient and on-demand network access to share a pool of computing resources. Now, if you observe, the many people are working from home. They are sharing the database of the companies. Okay, so how they can share the database? So with the help of cloud computing. Even the different meetings, okay, video conferences are organized with the help of cloud computing. This is a very emerging technologies nowadays. Okay, so the basic use or feature of cloud computing is it is on-demand network access. Okay, then we'll see the model of cloud computing, that is IaaS, which is infrastructure as a service. So this gives a user access to storage, networking, servers, and other computing resources via cloud. So with the help of cloud, this particular service will allow the user to access the network. It will allow to access the server and other computing resources. Okay. In second model, that is PaaS, which is a platform as a service. This offers access to cloud-based environment in which user can develop, manage, and deliver the application. So with the help of this model, platform as a service, you can perform the application development, okay, using cloud computing techniques. Then SaaS, that is software as a service. It delivers software and application through the internet. So downloading the applications, downloading different files can be done with the help of software as a service. Okay, then there are types of clouds, that is a public cloud, private cloud, and hybrid cloud. So in case of public cloud, all the services and supporting infrastructure are managed over internet and shared across the multiple users. Okay, then in case of private cloud, it provides IT services through the internet to the selected users rather than general public. Okay, so public cloud, it is open, public is open for all other users. At private cloud, it is owned by a particular company. So with a limited users, this particular cloud is handled. Then in case of hybrid cloud, in this environment, it combines both public and the private cloud environment. The next topic which is given in your is artificial intelligence, but that entire topic omitted, okay, this year. So the next topic in this chapter is 5G, that is a fifth generation of cellular network technology. Okay, so see, nowadays we all are hearing that Jio is coming with 5G technology, Airtel is coming with 5G technology. Okay, so with this 5G technology, it improves the speed, it improves the internet speed as well as the performance. Okay, and there are different applications 5G network, that is online 5G games. So you'll get a faster access, okay, for the online games. Then automated vehicles, for automated vehicles, automated systems also. This 5G network is very useful, and virtual classroom in terms of speed, in terms of performance, okay, in terms of quality. This 5G technology is also helpful for virtual classrooms. Then the features of 5G is it gives ultra HD videos. Okay, in 5G you'll get ultra HD videos. It reduces website load time. See, website load time means what? The time your machine requires to load the website. Okay, so sometimes within 30 seconds we get the entire website loaded in the browser. Sometimes some websites which are having higher animation, it takes 1 minute, 2 minutes, or sometimes it takes 5 minutes also for the slower networks. Okay, but if you have a 5G technology, if you are using 5G network, then it reduces, it gives a lesser website load time. Reduce the app load time if you're using any online applications. So with respect to online applications also, uh, with a faster speed we can access due to the 5G network, then multiple times faster than the 4G. Okay, see earlier nowadays we are using 4G technology. Okay, earlier before 4G there was a 3G. If you compare the 3G speed and 4G speed, 4G is much better. Now you can imagine how 5G network will work. Okay, it is much faster than your current 4G network. Within a fraction of second the application website will be loaded. Okay, so for the faster access, for the better performance, okay, uh, this 5G network is used. Then multiple times faster than the 4G. Then IoT based application, the applications which are based on IoT, that is Internet of Things. Okay, so for such applications this 5G network is very useful. Then high speed data transfer, since the speed is more, it gives a higher speed for the data transfer. When you want to transfer a files, if you want to transfer a movies, or if you want to download a movies, songs, okay, then it will be faster in case of 5G network. Then the next topic is server side scripting, that is a PHP programming. So again, with respect to this topic, the instruction and the syntax is very important. First, learn all the basic instruction and the syntax of PHP program. Okay, first and understand the syntax of PHP. This programming language will also help you in future if you are planning to make a career as web developer. Okay, or you want to go for IT engineering or BSc computer science, BE computer science, then in that case also you'll have this PHP in detail, or there you learn advanced PHP. Okay, so the basic syntax, the instructions of PHP are covered in your syllabus. Okay, so whenever we start with the programming language, the first thing is the variable, because for storing data we need variables. So how to specify the variables, what are the naming rules for the variables. Then when we want to store the data, we need to specify the data type. Okay, for declaring variables we need a data type. So what are the different data types available in PHP? Okay, what is the size of that particular data types? Then rules for variable declaration, that is given in the first section. Then before that the feature are also given, like for which type of application we can use PHP. For different server-side scripting programs, we can use PHP. Okay, like if you want to make your website interactive, if you want to connect your web application with the server, okay, if you want to execute the code on the server, then then in that case this PHP program is important. There are different server-side technologies are available in the market, like JSP, ASP.NET, ASP. Okay, out of which now currently most of the websites are using PHP as a server-side scripting language. Then you will learn control structures, like in JavaScript. You have also learned for loop, how to write for loop, while loop, if block. So same control structure, but with respect to PHP are given here. Just be thorough with all the syntax of control structures and loop structures. Okay, because it may happen that you will get confused with the JavaScript control structure and the loop structure. Okay, so then PHP arrays, how you can initialize the arrays in PHP. Then the different inbuilt string functions are available in PHP. So that is also given. Just prepare the explanation of these string functions. Then user defined functions. So we can declare our own functions in PHP, like JavaScript. We can also define our own functions in PHP. So what is the syntax for defining the function? That is also given in the chapter. Then form handling. So how you can handle the content of the form. See, if you visit any website, there is a registration form. So generally you fill the form. After filling the form, if there is some syntax, if there is some if a particular data is not see, after filling the details, if there is some problem with some of the data, like if suppose instead of telephone number, some text or characters are given in the telephone number field, so that type of information can be validated or checked using JavaScript, but the final validation on the server side can be done with the help of PHP programming. Okay, so how to handle the form details, form contents, that is given in the last section. Then the last chapter is e-commerce and e-governance. So the definition of the e-commerce, just prepare the definition, advantages and disadvantages of the e-commerce. The difference between the traditional commerce is also given. Just prepare that difference also between the e-commerce and traditional commerce. That is also important. It can be asked in brief answer. Then the e-commerce trade cycle, the different phases of the trade cycle is given. So just prepare the definition of phases of the trade cycle. And mode of payment. Nowadays for online payment methods, different applications are available. So these are given in this. Then form e-commerce, like m-commerce and e-commerce is the different forms of e-commerce. And electronic data interchange. With the EDI system, we can handle all the tasks electronically, which reduces the paperwork. So what are the terminologies for ADI? Okay, just prepare the definition of EDI. Then in case of e-governance, the advantages is given and the types of e-governance. Okay, so there are 4 types of e-governance, that is G2C, that is government to customer, government to business, government to government, and government to employee. So just prepare all these 4 types, read the explanation of all these 4 types, and all these types of e-governance. Then security measures in e-commerce, the encryption. So for securing our data, e-commerce website, okay, or when handling the e-commerce systems, so the security is the main concern. To secure our data, the different encryption techniques are used, okay, that is a symmetric and asymmetric cryptography is mentioned. So just prepare the definition of symmetric and asymmetric cryptography, and at the end the digital signature and the digital certificate, that is also given. So just prepare the explanation of digital signature and the digital certificate. Okay, so in the brief answers they can ask you to explain the digital signature. So in short, with 3 to 4 points you can explain these topics. Okay, so I have finished the explanation of your IT syllabus and the detailed topics in your textbook. Okay, so I hope it will clear all your doubts and queries, but even if some queries are there, you can put it in the chat box. Ma'am, is there any queries in the chat box? Okay.
Yeah, there is one query by Gauri. She is asking, execution of program is needed in board exam.
You are asking for board practical exam or theory exam? See, in case of theory exam, the execution is not important. You can't execute your program. Only you have to type the syntactically correct program in the given text area. Okay, so for the theory exam, execution is not important, but for practical exam, yes, the execution is important. You have to show the final output to the examiner. Is it clear, Gauri?
Yeah.
Yeah, clear.
Okay.
So I'm concluding now. Hello students, how was the session? Have all your queries answered? Thank you Gitanjali madam for your excellent lecture. Let us conclude the session here. Thank you.
Sa ga ma